Yo, I'm Bevan, and this is Bevan Wonders, where I talk about my running journey. I started running 4 months ago, and I started with doing Couch to 5K, and now I'm in a phase of going beyond 5K. Um, I've finished training for a 10K, and I've got my official race on Sunday. And in between now and the training between doing the 5K and the 10K, I've managed to actually do two 10K runs as a part of my training plan. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things I learned going from 5K to 10K, because I'm a new runner. I'm by no means fast. I've seen people online and they put up some epic numbers for their splits. I might not be running as fast as them, but you just got to realize you got to run your own race. I mean, my easy run pace is me running at about between 6:30 a kilometer and 7 minutes a kilometer, and that's my easy pace. For me to, if I'm pushing it, I'm probably looking at, like, if I'm doing the 10K on Sunday, my personal best is 59:15, so it's just under 6 minutes a kilometer. So yeah, you just gotta run at your own pace. It's always going to be you versus you. You're going to see people when they're going to be doing some crazy things that athletes they've been running for a long time. But if you're just new to this, just go easy. So I'll go into some of the things that I've learned. These are no particular order, but I'm going to say that I'd say listen to your body. Sometimes you might get some niggles, you might be ill. Happened to me, I got ill, didn't listen to my body. It just meant that I had to wait longer to get back to where I wanted to be. I had to take some time off and rest. And I probably took off, instead of maybe resting for a week, I had to take off 2 weeks because I got that ill. So yeah, I say you got to listen to your body. Next thing I'd say is don't skip the gym. I know that some people are running and maybe the gym's not your thing. I'm a hybrid athlete, so I do calisthenics and I run. And I started my calisthenics journey before running, and I didn't really want to run. So I know some people the other way, where they run and they don't want to do calisthenics or weights. But one of the things I found is that doing weights and going to the gym definitely helps. It helps with your muscles, it helps with your legs, it helps you to get stronger. You don't have to push heavy weights, you don't have to worry about getting big, because that's tough. There's people that's been going to the gym for years and then they're not necessarily as big as they want to be. So, but strength training definitely helps. Lunges, squats, and leg extensions and things like that will definitely help. You can do them sometimes if you don't want to go to the gym, if you feel comfortable, you can do them at home. We can just do that body weight stuff, and that will still help you with strengthening your legs, and it will help you to get stronger when you're running on the road. So I would make sure that I wouldn't skip the gym. The next I'd say is running is sometimes can be more about mental strength than it is physical strength. When I was running and I got to the point of running for 20 minutes and in the run I was doing, I went from 8 minutes to 20 minutes, and it was easier going from 8 minutes to 20 minutes than it was going from 5 minutes to 8 minutes. Once you get to a certain point of running, you have the fitness, you've got the running in your leg, you've done enough running, you've built up enough momentum, and it becomes easier. So when you get to a certain point, if you're going to run for 15, you can run for 20. It might be in your mind telling you to stop, but you just have to quiet that thought, you have to quiet that message and keep pushing through. I will also say is that if you want to go quick, you have to go slow. When I first did my Couch to 5K, I kept trying to do it in half an hour, try to go quicker and quicker and quicker. And then when I managed to do the 5K, I did it in slightly over 30 minutes. But in going from 5K to 10K, I ended up having to do more easy runs. So you're running you build up your endurance, and then you build it. You might have some speed sessions in there as well, or some tempo runs where you alternate between going at an easy pace and then going at kind of your race pace, and that will help you get quicker. But when you do the easy runs at a slower pace that you can talk at and conversate at, you will inadvertently, by going slower, go quicker. So don't necessarily focus on speed, but just that time on your feet. Don't underestimate the power of recovery. Sometimes the recovery is just as important as the run itself, whether that's foam rolling or stretching, refueling, drinking water. All of those things are important. But stretching before you run or mobility stuff before you run will help your runs be easier, and you'll find that you'll have less niggles. You'll kind of starve off any kind of injuries or limit the amount of injuries. So don't neglect doing any foam rolling or breathing. I mean, foam rolling or stretching. That leads me to my next point. To practice breathing. If you've not run before, you've not run a lot, sometimes you're going to get out of breath. So you're going to have to practice breathing. You have to practice going in through your nose and out through your mouth. And doing it at times when you're not necessarily running, you're at home, where you're walking down the street, washing the dishes, whatever. But if you practice your breathing, it will make things a lot better for you. And we'll leave on to my next part, is that consistency is key. If you remain consistent, and consistency could be that you say, I'm going to run for, if you're going to start running, going for half an hour, 3 days a week, and then slowly over time increasing the amount of time that you run your feet. But you don't have to go all out, but as long as you consistently are out running 2-3 times a week, you will get better, and it will help you, and that will help you with starting to enjoy running, especially when things get difficult. Discipline is key. Sometimes you're going to be motivated to run, and sometimes you won't feel like it. And the days that you don't run, you don't feel like it, and you go out and you have the discipline to do it, that is what will help you when the running gets difficult. Because there are times when you're going to run, and my last 10k, when I did my PB, where I got a stitch 2 kilometers in, and I kept going, I kept running, and it's because I had discipline to run on the difficult days, or run when it was cold outside, and to quiet my mind, to tell myself, just keep going. I'll also say, which leads me to our next point, is don't underestimate the power of a community. Find people that you can run with, or you can talk to about running with. Even if you talk to people at work about running, you can find a community. I spoke to people that I work with about running, and when I go for my runs, they say to me, send them voice notes, and it helps them to motivate them to get out running. Or I have my group of friends where when we go on our runs, we'll send each other like updates and voice notes, and like share our Stravas and things like that, just to keep each other motivated. And you know the power of community, it helps a lot. One of my last runs, I was running past a group of guys as I was running up a hill, and they started clapping and cheering me on, and that kind of gave me a boost. So when I said last time about the motivation, but what also helped is that my friend was running with me on that day, and that also spurred me on to keep going when it was difficult. So if you can, find a community of people that you can kind of connect with and run with, and that will kind of get you through some of the tough times as well. My last one will be enjoy the process. When the first 10k I ran, I got to the 10k and I didn't have the sense of euphoria that I would have. I got there and I was just like, oh, that's it. It's just 10k. What do I do now? And it was different because when I did the 5k for the first time and I got to the 5k and it was like a sense of achievement. I was kind of over the moon. But then when I got to the 10k, I was just like, oh, is that it? Okay, what next? And it was kind of, there were runs along the way where I had that sense of achievement. Like when I first hit 8k, or when I first realized I did 9k, or I realized that I'd done 8k in a certain time, and I thought, oh, if I've done 8k in this time, I could do 10k quicker. And that was on some of my interval sessions and my speed sessions. So I would say just if you're going for like a 10k, half marathon, 5k, enjoy the process of getting to that. Because once you hit it, you may be left in thinking, oh, okay, I've done that now. What's next? When I ran my latest 10k and I hit my PB, that made me feel good, because I think it's because I had to push. I had to go harder than I thought was possible. So if you're new to your running journey, enjoy the process of the running journey. You're never going to be once you've done 5k, you're never going to be new to it. It's always going to be something that you've always done. And once you've done 10k, you've always done 10k. The next thing maybe to do a faster than 10k, or to do a marathon, half marathon, or a marathon. But then once you've achieved those, what's the next step? So what I would say is enjoy the process. Keep it in mind that once you've hit your goal, it may not necessarily give you the same sense of feeling that you had when you was trying to achieve it. So yes, I said, enjoy the process. That's my tips for somebody going to be new to running. So put your shoes on, let's go.